You have landed on planet EDM. With transportation provided by Cube World Media. Come explore a place where the difficult takes a day and the impossible takes a week. Your one-stop shop for live media, events, and music. This is the portal where we delve deeper into the soul of EDM culture to bring to life a world that is unique to itself, where the possibilities are endless and the opportunities are plentiful. Welcome. You have now entered the matrix of Cube World Media. Here is your host, Kevin Maxwell.
Welcome to Cube World Media Podcast and also now Cube World Films Podcast with my co-host, Jesse Brooks. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about today, a lot going on, so I'm excited.
It's been a quick road, but a long road we've already taken in the past few months. Many things have progressed and developed, and I'd love to go through it with you for our audiences and our people so they can see our vision, where we started, where we are, where we're going, and ultimately our plans to create art, to create documentaries, to create entrepreneurship, to create a vision that's all-encompassing and empowering for not just us to benefit from, but for our community, our fellow videographers, editors, our artists, our directors, and all of our board members and chambers of commerce and companies we work with and clients and content creators and everyone like that. So tell us a little bit first about yourself, Jesse, and how your background is in films and your true passions and your true goals and some of that.
So, funny story, I actually got into videography because this guy that I knew brought me backstage because I was with this group of girls, and he brought me backstage, and I made a video of the whole experience just on my phone. And I was like, this is dope. And he was like, oh, this is a really good video. And he was like, I want you to film this tour video of this yacht. And I was, like, I would love to do that. That'd be awesome. So I went and did that. And I ended up meeting Greg Hanley and Kyle kind of set up this whole podcast.
Our mutual friend.
Yeah, our mutual friend. I met Kyle and Greg Hanley, and I did some stuff for Greg for a little bit, and that kind of got me into doing more and getting excited about photography and videography. And
what year was this?
I want to say that was 2019, 2020, something like that, I think. And then I went to this country line dancing club, and I wanted to get past the line. There was this really huge line, and I didn't want to wait in it. So I told the DJ that I had kind of knew a little bit. I was like, I have my camera, let me get some photos. And he was like, all right, and brought me right in. And I took some photos of the dancers and whatever else. And the guy who ran it ended up messaging me on Instagram. Yeah. And he was one of the 3 people that runs KHEY, which is a huge country station in Ventura County. And they do all kinds of concerts and festivals. So he was like, would you like to shoot a concert? And I was like, I would love to do that. That sounds amazing. So that was my first experience doing that. And then for a while, I started shooting a lot of concerts, Surf Point Live and all kinds of different stuff, a lot of country concerts. I did Stagecoach a couple years. That really, I just loved doing it, and it was so much fun. And really enjoyed doing that a lot. Then I moved into more of the nightlife scene in LA, a lot of private parties, shooting stuff like that. And it was, a slow grind and learning a lot of stuff and making a lot of connections. And then I started doing YouTube videos for YouTubers, filming for them. And I actually did a couple, along these periods of time, I did a couple short films. 2 of them are award-winning films.
Nice.
I won, Best Comedy Short in the Studio City Film Festival.
Oh, great.
So that was pretty cool. And right now I'm getting close to finishing my newest short film. It'll be about 30 minutes long. Really excited about that one. I put a lot of work. I've been working on it for about a year now.
And what's the title of that one called?
Dead Air.
Dead Air. Okay, and we should look
Yeah.
out for that when. When might that be
Yeah.
coming out?
I think it'll probably be finishing up here in the next about 3 months. It's pretty much like all cut together. But I'm gonna have this guy that does audio design. It's called scoring. He scores stuff for Nickelodeon and all kinds of stuff. He's gonna score it, and then we just got to get a colorist, and at that point it'll should be done. I'll start putting it through the festival circuits and putting it out on YouTube so you guys can check it out. So yeah, I ended up meeting Kevin through Kyle essentially. And we just had a lot of similar ideas. Kevin wanted to do this documentary. I had a lot of experience in the space. I was the director of photography for a small feature, bunch of different stuff, and everything kind of started lining up. And here we are now. We're about to go do a world tour, doing stuff with the Intercontinental Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to be
filming next week.
Yeah, start filming next week. We're going to Houston, Texas, so that's going to be cool. And we're going to be doing business networking events, combining EDM music, house music, and business networking with world leaders and stuff all over the world. And that's going to be, I'm so excited for that. And we're going to film the whole process.
Yeah, we just had the Italian Trade Commission and Embassy here, right, the other day.
Yeah.
And you played a little set for them, showed them what we could do, and they got excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And where did they invite us to?
Yeah, they invited us to go tour the Ferrari and Bugatti factories in Italy. So pretty excited about
Milan and Sicily, and go DJ at the nightclubs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. And besides films, you have a passion for DJing as well, right?
Yeah, I love DJing. I haven't really, thought about going and becoming a famous DJ or anything crazy like that, but I really enjoy DJing for, private parties, small stuff with friends, and going back to back. It's just so much fun to do. And I love the whole music aspect of going out and, raves and stuff. I just love hearing new tracks that I've never heard before. Yeah. And, the whole creative side of that is just so cool to me.
No, that's great. And that's where you and I mesh on so many different levels. For me, being deep in the music community, and for so long being a raver in the underground scene, and I too have been really passionate about film and videography. I used to put up MySpace music back in 2002 and videos on YouTube when the first year YouTube was invented. And so it was nice to have so many common interests with you. And then when we got connected, one of our good friends, Nick, wasn't available, but he says, I got the best guy for you to fly a drone through your Christmas party that can make it look amazing and bring a lot of attention to Cube World Media. And you flew your drone pretty spectacularly through a 2-story office building, through windows, through secret doors, through a warehouse, all around in one shot, and with people dancing to the music and really showing the full capabilities of type of videography and environments we could create. Tell us a little more about how that went.
Yeah, that was a really fun one to do. It was coordinating, it was almost 15 people probably at least. So we had people in each room, people in the podcast room, people all over, and I had to coordinate each person for the specific timing of when the drone was flying through. So when they would, hear the drone coming, they would there was this one part in the room next to this one, a guy removed this painting off the wall so then we could fly through this hole that goes into the warehouse. And it was just so much timing to get everything exactly how, you want it. And we actually got it. It was was it first try or second try?
First shot, one
that was
and done.
crazy. It was one shot. Everyone came together on it and, did a great job. And yeah, that video came out pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, I loved it. And that's where I really saw your true beginning of your talent shine. And I believed in investing in you and in the future of what we were doing. And then we took it a step further when we went to the Parisian Palace in Las Vegas with Nico Santucci's house. So what we did there is, we put business networking together, celebrities, Vegas royalty, artists, hip-hop, EDM, and we mixed
Secretary of State was there.
Yeah, Secretary of State, and all types of interesting characters, right? And we put them all together. The tequila man, Manuel, shout out to Casa de Cuatro Tequila. And we created business. We created a fun atmosphere. We created networking. We created a unique VIP-style experience where well-respected, well-financed individuals came together and were able to create business deals out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the great video shots that you got and the interviews that we did and the reels that we put together, things just started blowing up for us.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico started wanting to franchise Cube World Media. Danny Garcia started Quantico. He has his podcast studios there and was inspired by what we did. And now he has a drone that he's filming for the tequila, which we did the drone tequila shots that came out of the drone footage from the party that you and I did,
Mm-hmm.
which then now added a whole bunch of more followers and attention from the Mexican community, is now creating international, binational relations, thanks to the Intercontinental Chamber of Commerce for putting all these great people together with us and giving us the opportunity to be the exclusive film people for what's coming as part of the larger documentary that you and I are working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that as a big kickoff point. We inspired a lot of people. We did great work. We did it fast and quick, efficient, and at a great budget, and we were able to produce some great content. And I think that's what makes us really special. You know, we don't have to have a huge crew of 20, 30 people to put out some amazing stuff. With just our crew of the few guys we have and the editors, the producers and studios and all that, we're putting out some great original, authentic, raw content that no one else has really done before in this fashion. So I see it as going to a next level. And that's when you and I put our heads together and we said, you know, why don't we start Cube World Films and see where that goes? And, you know, one piece of equipment at a time led to another, to another, to another. And now we're acquiring the massive assets and empire that we need to do full 4K video, Netflix approved production all across the country. And then now it's becoming opportunities all across the world.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about that, about where you envision Cube World Films going, where you want to see it go, what your vision is for the documentary that we're doing, and how you feel about that.
Yeah, so pretty much the way that I kind of see it going is right now we're just building our team. We're getting everything locked in, tuned up, so it's, you know, a very well-oiled machine. Works very well. Everyone can work good together and everyone can be, you know, on the same wavelength to be able to go in, get something done super smoothly. And basically, we're starting out, we're doing podcasts, live streams, like live streaming DJs, filming DJ sets with, you know, downtown LA as the background, downtown Houston as the background on these, the rooftops, all these different sets. We're compiling all this stuff, building a really cool community of people that want to be a part of getting these incredible sets filmed. And from there, we're also going to be doing, like I was mentioning, the world tour where we're going to be filming events for the Intercontinental Chamber of Commerce, worldwide events all over combining house music and networking. And on those same trips, we will also be throwing EDM events and filming those, capturing those, building a community of DJs all over the world that want to play at these different venues. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just so many different things and avenues that we're working on, but that's kind of the, you know, short of it.
Yeah, the nutshell of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the beautiful part about it too is we're recording from the start. This is episode number 1 of Cube World Films. So as the story grows on over a year, 2 years, 3 years, other young entrepreneurs, even older guys that have been around in business for a while, they're going to see what it takes to do a startup. They're going to see the blood, the sweat, the tears, the sacrifice, the late nights, the early mornings, the weekends. I mean, there is no time. As you and I say, it's 24/7, it's go time all the time. And so through our business philosophy, through our hard work, through our dedication, through our reinvesting, we're going to create a lot of opportunities. And one of our first good opportunities that we created after the Palace event, we just did a deal with the speed loader with Robert.
Yep.
And we did a liquidation for him. We helped him out at no charge, no cost, a bartering deal. Benefited us with some great assets, and then benefited him with some great film that is going to blow up for him and create a lot of, hopefully, revenue. So tell us a little bit about how that went and how you filmed it and the idea behind filming content for businesses.
Yeah, so for Robert, what we did is we filmed 4 YouTube shorts or reel style content, you know, vertical videos that are very eye-catching So people stop, and then they're very engaging to watch and entertaining to watch. So even if you don't necessarily want the product, you want to watch the video. And by the end, you probably will want the product, you know. And it's not trying to sell the product, it's just showing them how cool the product is, which I feel like is very important. And then we also filmed longer form YouTube style content that shows how it works, and really just kind of like an in-depth look onto it for the more serious people that are more into that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I got a bunch of product photos for him as well, and he was super stoked when he received all those. The email was like, "These are amazing!" Like all caps, a bunch of exclamation points. So that was pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah,
I saw him. He was thrilled when he was here. He's like a kid in a candy store. He was jumping up and down and excited and presenting, and that's what it's all about. We're here to not just film and create and build stuff for us, but we also want to build up other people. Want to build up other businesses, and we want to help our communities and our business leaders in America and beyond, and connect them with international people so that business could grow even more. And our job is to get that all on film and then get it to the American people and internationally as well, so that they could see what a true American startup is, and that the American dream is still alive, and that we're doing it through living proof every single day. So by some of those assets, some of them we're going to reuse and repurpose, like the forklifts. Some of the other ones we're going to wholesale or retail and then reinvest in more assets for Cube World Films. So that way we keep growing the brand, and we're going to keep doing that with as many people as we can. Now, we also got a lot of people inspired. We got Adam on now and other videographers ready to work, Kyle to help, Nick to help. Our little crew is growing into a quite decent crew, and now we got people ready to travel internationally. We got a deal signed with Mexico for Mexican Independence Day, September 16th, 2026, in Jalisco, Mexico, and Arandas. We're doing a huge promotion with the tequila factories, with the Jose Cuervo, Patron, Tequila de los Altos family, that whole ranch area. We're going to be doing drone footage. We're going to be doing horses. We're going to be doing DJs. We're going to be doing magistry. We're going to be doing authentic indigenous art, cultura, dancing. All that stuff will be incorporated. So we're also going to show that, but not just for fun, we're partying. We're doing it for a business sense as well, and for a film history, to show the history and the culture of the Mexican people, and how we could use what they have as their natural resources to benefit their communities, and as well as provide the United States with things that they love to use, such as tequila and other spirits. So I'm really excited to go down there and film that. And then also we have Las Vegas coming up, right? The next month is the Ahern Hotel. We have a DJ event, EDM music, bass music, house music, and the Intercontinental Chamber of Commerce will be there sponsoring, as well as a bunch of our promoters from Vegas and people from the hip-hop community, people from the EDM, people from rock, people from Concerts for Causes, people from nonprofits. We're really going to be mixing an eclectic group of people so that all of those people could come together and create more business for themselves and grow the idea of Cube World Films. And hopefully our goal is to inspire people all over the world to open similar Cube World Films franchises and locations, so we could capture all the great moments that aren't being seen and aren't being shown to the regular public. And I think if we do that long enough and consistent enough, eventually we'll have such a following and crowd of people that not just deals will come out of it, but inspiration and leadership and entrepreneurship. And just like how you started, as a videographer, and now you're stepping into full entrepreneurship, stepping into business ownership, stepping into investments, stepping into national tours and international tours, then everything else comes after that, right? So you are the staple story of what films could do for people in America, for a young entrepreneur guy to start from the beginning and go all the way to the end, to the top. And that's the story that I'm really excited to tell with Cube World Media. That's why it's such a good sponsor for Cube World Films. And the most beautiful part is Cube World Films already started inspiring other people. So we got Cube World Productions was just made, right? Shout outs to Pandy and Chewy. And with them now, we have a stage line, SL225, coming, which we're going to use to film stages all over the country. We're going to pop up lasers, lights, beach DJ sets, desert raves, all kinds of stuff. So now other people are investing tons of money in our ideas because they see the vision and they want to be a part of it, and they believe in it, and they know that it's going to work. So I think that's really inspiring, and it's really beautiful. And even people like our good friend Wendell, DJ Taboo, he's inspired too by the whole thing, and he doesn't want to be missing the boat either. So he's going to do what he's good at, which is music recording and production, and he's going to open Cube World Records. So with that, we'll have the media company, the production company, the films company, and the recording company, all under one umbrella and family, helping each other out, but yet not one big corporation controlling everyone, trying to take all the profits. We're all sharing, we're all joint venturing, we're all investing time, money, assets, whatever we could put in to make the dream work. And I think that's what really makes us a special collective, is it's not a huge corporate run machine. It's a bunch of regular individuals who came from normal walks of life and different walks of life and jobs, but all have the same passion and the same dream for entrepreneurship and leadership, and to grow their own brand and their own business within a larger brand that's going to help support, grow that, and connect them with the people that they need. So I think that's one of the greatest things that we're doing and have inspired already for people, and that's going to take us really far. And we started already with a few clips of the documentary. We even got one when the guy came with the Maybach downstairs. He gave a cool little speech. You videotaped it. We have other ones we're going to do with Reggie this week. We have ones from the few events we've already thrown. So eventually we're going to compile all of this together, put it in a longer docuseries and as a pilot episode, and have interviews like looking back on times like this when we're doing our first ones, and saying, look where we are now, look where we've came, look what this connection did for this connection, and how this person introduced this person to this person ended up here. So it sort of tells the story of networking and of building a brand and building a business and building what's going to turn into an empire that I truly believe in. So I too have changed my career tremendously from being the Cube King and furniture and logistics guy and all those things that I do. And I love music, I love film, I love DJing, I love production. So I put myself too, and I took a huge pay cut to just do production and filming and traveling and working and mixing and mastering and all the things that encompass media. And that's where my heart really lies now, and I see that that's the big future and the big potential for us. And I think if we just stay focused on our goals, that there's no limit to what we can do.
I think one of the coolest things about the whole concept of the documentary too is being able to just inspire so many young entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And they can watch how it was actually built.
Yes.
Not just telling a story and, being like, well, this and that happened. They can actually see it happening in real time.
Yep.
And also for the people who are following along and who follow along on this journey, they're going to see the failures. They're going to see the successes. They're going to see us literally, do a deal, and then maybe it goes bad. Maybe it goes good. And then we just keep moving forward, and it's going to teach people that it's not all sunshine and rainbows, all the time. Things just don't work out perfectly all the time. Sometimes things don't work out and you got to keep pushing forward. Sometimes someone comes in and they are very promising and you think they're going to do a lot, and then they end up not doing anything and falling off.
Yeah.
And you got to just keep pushing forward. And I think it's going to be really cool to see just how real everything is.
That's what it comes. That's very well said. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur until they have to do entrepreneur shit,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, excuse after not show up, after late, after this, after that. And that's when you find out who's serious. That's when you find out who really wants to get it. And, do you want to be a wage slave your whole life and just work for someone else? Or do you want to really be your own man and make yourself someone special in your own brand? I couldn't do it. I couldn't work for anyone else. I know my personality. I know that you want and are doing it for yourself, and you want to grow as your own entrepreneur and will, and I'll make sure your success. But together, combined, when we're both working towards the same goals and we don't ever give up, win, lose, or draw, fail, argument, fight, no fight, money, no money, rich, poor, at the end of the day, if we stay consistent enough, there is no way we cannot be successful. We fine-tune the mistakes. We figure out the good people, the bad people. We get them out. Quick to fire, slow to hire, as I always say. And we start putting the right people around us. And automatically our energy, what we're putting out there, our content, is going to attract the right people. It's also going to attract some bad people, but we got to weed those out, and we will over time. And I've been in business a long time, for decades and decades now, so I've seen thousands of people come and go. I put hundreds of people in business, and I know what true entrepreneurship takes. I know what the true heart takes to be successful. And I truly believe that you do have that, Jesse. And if you stick with it and you just never give up, no matter if it takes a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it takes, your time will come where you will be on the very top of the pedestal mountain that you've always dreamed of. And you'll look back on it on this podcast and this day and you'll say, I remember when Kevin told me that. And I never gave up, and I stuck to my values, and I stuck to my goals, and I showed up, and I was consistent, and I win, lose, or draw. I did it, and here I am now sitting on a helicopter, landing on a yacht, opening a briefcase full of money saying, what's our next investment? Those are the types of things that happen. Those are the types of things I've seen, that I've been through, and have been blessed to learn throughout my life through many, many mentors, many, many people, very wealthy people, successful people, have shown me what it takes to get to where they're at. So I know there's no easy shortcut. There's no easy way. There's no just magic fucking thing happening. But through hard work, persistence, dedication, a good business plan, and the right people and backing you, it is possible, and it is going to happen. It's just a matter of when is it going to happen. And I think that the time is really up to us as entrepreneurs and business partners of how fast do we want it to happen? How quick can we make it happen? Who do we connect with at the right time? And by chance, who believes in us to give us the boost that we need to make it happen? So we already have a lot of great backings, as we said, from their Continental Chamber of Commerce, Cube World USA, Alex Payne, Purpose Over Pleasure podcast. A bunch of people are backing us. Cube World Media, Cube World Productions, Cube World Recordings, and not to mention Lumos, and all of these cool people. Live Nation about to come on, a bunch of DJs, a bunch of artists, influencers, celebrities, business people have been around for a long time, fashion designers. I mean, we have a plethora of people, almost 10,000 clients, and thousands of them have heard of what we're doing, and they're all very, very excited to be a part of it one way or another. So I see as the next level of really growing this is us consistently putting out content, consistently putting out podcasts, consistently putting out DJ sets, traveling as much as we could possibly afford to, getting the best footage we can, and getting it right live the very next day if possible, not letting anything sleep or sit too long, because if we do, then all of a sudden someone else is going to come and take our idea or opportunity and run with it. And then we'll be looking back on them and just be like, damn, that could have been us. So I'll be damned if I let that happen. So I'm always super motivated to go 110% every single day. I never give up on anything. I always follow through on everything I say. Win, lose, or draw, I make sure to make it happen. And even if I lose, I come back stronger and better than ever. And if I lose again, then the third time you better really watch out, because it's going to really, really happen and take over. So I get motivated from what were my failures early in business career and life. We're talking 10 years, 15 years ago. It's been a while since I failed. And I've learned from those, and I've grown tremendously, even from the women I've had and the wives I've had and the kids and the friends and the families and all that. I've learned which ones are great. I've learned which ones are bad. I've learned who to be around. I've learned who not to be around. And it's been amazing. Since this past year of restructuring my whole life, things have just boomed, and more opportunities have came up. I've gotten promotions in the nonprofit. I've met great guys like you. We've done wonderful work. Other people have come through from other countries and really believed in us. We've done some great podcasts, put out some great DJ sets, and now we're starting to build up all that content, and even people from other countries are seeing that, and they're wanting to move down here and work with us and move their whole lives from other countries to Huntington Beach to be by the studios, just like you were saying that we're going to do, because they see it, and then they know once they're a part of that, it blows up not just us, it blows up their career too. And forever they know, oh, I was a part of Cube World Media, I was a part of Cube World Films right when they started, and I did this, and this, and this is what we made out of it. Here's the money I had and invested, and here's where I am now. So it takes people from just being regular, normal professionals or average entrepreneurs, and it takes them into stardom and greatness. And I was told by my godfather that the best way to reach an audience is through film. He says you could give as many speeches as you want, you could post all day, but film goes around the world, and it's shared really, really quick, and it could be seen by millions and millions of people. And so the more eyes that we have on us, the more people that believe into what we're saying and see it through proof, not just talk, and actually see the progress over these years, that's how we're going to build a true following. And we don't need millions and millions of followers. We just need the right people following and backing us up. We could have 1,000, 2,000 people, but if they're all CEOs, millionaires, and billionaires who are backing us up, we're going to be the next Warner Brothers or Netflix right next to them, you know? Or if not, we're going to be the ones providing them all their content and films, and they're going to be working directly with Cube World Films and all of our artists and DJs and videographers. So I see the dream is really coming true. You have a lot of great connections. I have a lot of great connections. And if we mix those connections as we have been, I think that the sky's the limit for us, and anything's really possible, you know?
Yeah,
and I'm really
100%.
looking forward to the next things that we do. And we have international trips, right? We have London we're invited to, Monaco, Dubai.
Excited about Monaco and Dubai.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome, especially when things calm down over there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, things got to calm down
Hey,
everywhere.
I mean, that would make for a great story.
But you know what?
You know
Fuck
what I
it,
mean?
let's get in the thick of it when the bombs
That's
are
I don't
dropping.
know, something about that. It's like that just seems way more interesting.
Yeah,
you know, like I like when my life story has craziness to it. You
Yeah,
know?
so do I.
Like during the Santa Monica riots, Nick and I, at the time we were living in Ojai,
Yeah.
and we drove to Santa Monica because we saw all this stuff going down. So we wanted to see all the cop cars that were burned. It was happening in LA,
Yeah.
and it hadn't started in Santa Monica yet. We were driving down, and all the riots started in Santa Monica, and we went there, and we actually filmed and documented the whole thing. Nick got shot by a rubber bullet by the cops, like a tear gas, like flashbang bounced off of me, and we're just these two little white kids, you know, running around with cameras trying to document this. And it was just like, it just added another layer of depth to my life story, you know, and I just love stuff like that. I love being in crisis. You know, like I don't like crisis happening to
Sure.
people, and you know, I don't know,
But
I don't want to say that,
yeah.
but it's almost fun to be a part
It's
of
like
it.
an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it's something about it, at least for me, I find very cool.
I love that. I love that about you. And I'm an adrenaline junkie, as you know. You know, I race cars, I drift them, I did MMA, I traveled to crazy places, underground worlds, all the way to the White House. You know, I fucking love being in the thick of it, in the high-powered rooms, and I connect the underground all the way to the top governments. And in between them, I like finding a nice medium. And what I haven't done is film that. So that's where I'm bringing you along now, because I have that crazy, chaotic lifestyle. I go all around the world. I know all these people. I know the CIAs and the FBIs and the DEAs and the ex-mobsters and the cartel guys and all these types of different people. I've rubbed shoulders with them. I've talked to them. Some of them I've done business, some I haven't. I don't want to do business with some of them. But I know the connections I have, and I know the people I could reach is very, very vast. So if we get some of those interactions, you know, on film and go to some of these places like Jalisco where they just had the war, you know, or we go down to Dubai where shit's going down, or we go to Monaco where all the billionaires are on the yacht show, or we go to Italy where they're doing the F1 races. We could be there in some really interesting places and capture not just like crime and destruction, not just luxury and wealth, not just government and power, but we could really show what the whole world of Earth is about. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about you and I that we're really passionate about, is telling the story of humanity and telling the story of globalization and how it's affecting everyone and how we're all interconnected through one way or another. And I'd say that's probably where our documentary is going to end up being. After the pilot episode of Cube World Films and everything we're doing, DJing and all the events and ICC and all that, I think we're going to tell the story of the Earth and the current conditions it's in, and interview people and get the raw footage and raw reels of how people truly feel in their hearts, how people feel about Americans, how people feel about Iranians, how people feel about Mexicans, how people feel about culture and racism and LGBTQ and religion and all these topics. They're such hot topics, and not just talk about like, oh, how do we feel? Who cares how we feel? We're going to go and see how the world feels about it.
I think that's super important, especially for Americans to hear, because too many Americans that I know personally or that I've met or talked to, they think that they know how everything works.
Yeah.
But then they've never traveled anywhere.
Oh, I
so,
hate that.
you know, they'll say, oh, our system here is messed up and whatever. And, you know, there is truth to that. It is messed up. But they also haven't experienced how bad it is everywhere else.
Way worse.
You know, we live in this dream bubble where we don't have to worry about, you know, a bomb falling from the sky.
Yeah, and
You
crushing
know,
an
and
elementary
like, you know,
school.
taking out our whole family. We don't have to worry about, you know, trying to
Cartels and
work
machine guns
14
coming.
hours a day, 7 days a week to maybe have enough money to buy a new pair of sandals sometime next month.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to worry about that stuff. And so many people take all that for granted, and they, you know, they really just don't understand how good that we actually have it.
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be cool to, you know, show what people in other countries, how their opinions feel, and really get that out to a lot of people in America that haven't had the chance to travel or meet too many people that are foreign and listen to their views and everything. They get kind of a taste of everything, and then it can really open your eyes and give you a new perspective on just everything. And it can really, in my opinion, can benefit you a lot in the way that you move in the world, in the way that you think about things, and all that. So I'm looking forward to being able to share
Yeah.
those experiences with everyone, you know, and learn a lot myself along the way too, you know.
I think that's beautiful what you said, you know, and I think that's the whole purpose of what we're doing, and we are going to show that all over the world and country. I mean, we got 70 countries to visit on our list. We'll choose the best ones at the best times, but we'll see it from all different perspectives, from the poor, from the rich, from the powerful, from the famous, from the underground, from the government, from everyone. And once we show that and we ask them the key crucial questions, I think that'll shine the true light, especially to Americans, you know, what the world is and what the world's like. And, you know, maybe it'll show them where they want to travel to. Maybe it'll show them where they want to live. Maybe it'll show them where they never want to go. But at least we'll be putting out that raw content and true unedited knowledge of what is going on planet Earth in today's times in 2026 and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that as a great starting point, you know, for our Cube World films and our documentary. And it's so beautiful. You and I have inspired and worked so well together. We have a big event coming up this Saturday, actually. Mark Yarachada, shout out to you and your birthday. And very sadly, our headliner passed away, DJ Reza. So condolences again to DJ Reza and his family, but we're going to hold a nice memorial in honor. We're going to do a great film, a great edit for it, some great reels, and put something real special together to show also for the fallen heroes of our industries that we care and that we want to still promote them even beyond their passing, because they have inspired people like me. I remember going to Monster Massive as a kid. It's my first rave ever, Go Ventures DJ Reza, and seeing him and Armin van Buuren and all those guys there. And that's what made me become into a raver, and going to the undergrounds of LA and all that, which inspired me now 20 years later, you know, being head of a creative director of a media company and inspiring now a lot of other people. So even through death, you can still inspire people through film, through action, through events, through history, and people never forget that as long as they live. And to me, that's what creates legacy, that's what makes a legend, and that's what makes people truly special. So I look forward to really creating that legacy with you in Cube World Films and all of our associates and partners involved. And I think this is just the beginning, and we just hit it as hard as we can, hit the ground running from here. We got our flights booked for next week. We got our event in a couple days, and it's go time, man. We're ready to rock and
ready.
roll.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Well,
Yeah, I'm excited to touch base back with you guys soon and give you guys a progress update. And I'm excited to see how much progress we've made too.
Yeah.
It feels like every like week that goes by, so much progress has been made, and it blows me away. So
Yeah.
I just can't wait.
Yeah,
Can't wait
just
for
a
the
week ago, we
future.
were filming a rooftop set in downtown LA. Now we're doing a huge event here with a bunch of old school DJs and producers. Then after that, we're going to Houston, the ICC. Then after that, we got a whole bunch of other stuff planned and our own events too in Vegas. So this is just the beginning of it. You know, we're excited. We're going to keep you guys posted. We're going to do follow-ups all the time on our Cube World Media and Cube World Films podcast. You're going to be seeing this content all over. And any of you guys that want to get inspired, want to come down to the studio, want to learn videography, want to film, want to DJ, want to record, want to produce, we're an open house, we're an open community. We have no closed doors. Anyone that's willing to learn and contribute and be an honest, ethical, good, hardworking person, we're happy to collaborate with you. I always say there is no competition, there's only collaboration. So I really look forward to seeing, you know, us growing and us growing the vision and seeing other people come along with it, and seeing where we go.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, with that, we'll end our first episode, and thank you guys for watching. This has been Kevin Maxwell, the host of Cube World Media Podcast, and my co-host Jesse Brooks, the host of Cube World Films Podcast.
See you guys in the next one.
So see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.
Peace.